Ali.
Today is Monday, September 23rd, 2019.
And InFocus starts right now.
Embarcadero Road. Walk sign is on the crossing.
Sources of Strength is hosting information sessions this week.
A look at the colleges visiting soon.
And Palo Alto students participate in the nationwide climate strike.
All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to InFocus. I'm Kimberly Clark.
And I'm Jackson Drucker.
There are a lot going on around campus.
Here are some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
Sources of Strength is a club on campus that works to prevent suicide by increasing help-seeking behaviors and promoting connections between peers and caring adults. Club leaders encourage those who would like to learn more about becoming a peer leader in Sources of Strength to come by P11 tomorrow during tutorial or Wednesday during lunch to learn more. Students interested in film and who want to earn community service hours should sign up to be an usher for the Silicon Valley Jewish Film Festival, which will take place at Palo Alto Square. Ushers are needed from October 26th to November 6th. Contact Julie Mel at julie@svjff to sign up.
College visits continue this week. Tomorrow, Indiana University at Bloomington is here at 9:05 a.m., followed by University of Minnesota Twin Cities at 10:50 a.m., University of Pennsylvania at 12:15 p.m., and Wesleyan University at 1 p.m. Wednesday visits include a spicy group full of Princeton at 10:05 a.m., Brown University at 10:50 a.m., Bowdoin College here at 12:15 p.m., Seton Hall University at 1 p.m., and Southern Oregon University at 2:05 p.m.
While colleges are a big thing on students' minds this time of year, memes are always on students' minds.
JP Conrad, our resident memologist, is in the studio with this week's latest dank meme. JP, what's the meme of the day?
Thanks, Kimberly and Jackson. On Explain the Meme, we have Squidward telling us not to ask who Joe is. There has been an old joke making the rounds lately where people trick their friends into asking who Joe is. The response? Joe Mama. Now, many of us might be tired of hearing that joke in group chats and texts, and so is Squidward. He's so sick of it, in fact, that he has transformed into his ascended form and is using his power to tell people to stop asking who Joe is. I agree. Don't ask who Joe is. Let's not ruin this for us, Squidward or SpongeBob. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, JP, for that great meme.
That was mighty dank. Now let's take a look at what's going on around the world in today's News Minute.
A small plane crashed in Polk County, Florida. Locals officials say the 24-year-old plane owner and a flight instructor were on board. One person was taken to the hospital. Officials say that other person refused treatment.
People saw the bat signal across buildings and in the night sky in cities across the world on Sunday to mark Batman Day and the Caped Crusader's 80th birthday. On September 21st, 1929, the first Batman comic was released. The bat signal was on display in New York, Berlin, Johannesburg, London, Melbourne, Rome, and Tokyo.
Thomas Cook, one of the world's oldest and largest tour operators, has declared bankruptcy, potentially stranding 600,000 travelers worldwide. All its bookings have been cancelled. The British government has a reparation plan to bring home some 160,000 UK travelers, costing $750 million.
For everyone stranded by the Thomas Cook collapse, things sure seem to be going in a downward spiral.
And for those concerned with environmental issues, this includes our climate.
The global climate strike came to Palo Alto on Friday, and our reporter Max Rosenblum has more.
Last Friday, communities around the globe assembled as part of a climate strike meant to urge officials to take action on environmental issues. This protest was one of the first of its kind to be organized primarily by young people. All told, the turnout was estimated to be 4 million worldwide. Included in these numbers were several hundred members of the Palo Alto community, who gathered at City Hall at 6 p.m. on Friday and marched through downtown to show support for the cause. This included many Pali students, as well as students from surrounding high schools.
Because if we don't take real action on climate change, if we don't go to net zero emissions by 2030, we're in really big trouble and our future is really screwed. So we have to have our are adults in power now, they need to listen to us, and we need to put pressure on them to make sure they're taking the right actions to start reducing our carbon footprint and getting us to net zero carbon emissions by 2030.
I want to be here, I want to be present, and I want to feel like I'm actively a part of this. So, yeah.
I'm here mostly because the IPCC report in fall of last year scared me a lot, and I just felt we have less than 12 years to seriously change things, and I just thought I can't live with the guilt of that for the rest of my life. I just can't.
I'm here because I love the environment and I want to protect it.
I'm here because climate change directly affects my future, and it's really important to stop and just overall change our policies.
The many high schoolers at the rally indicate that our generation is more aware and politically involved than ever, and is ready to advocate for change. For InFocus, I'm Max Rosenblum.
Thanks for that story, Max. I hope that our generation can make a difference.
Me too. But a group that always makes a difference is Pally Athletes. Let's go, Bikes.
Jason Goldie is in the studio now with the latest in Pally sports news.
Thanks, Kim Jackson. Here are the results from this weekend in Pally sports. On Friday night, the varsity football team beat Carlmont High School 34-24. The JV football team also beat Carlmont 21-0. Unfortunately, the JV volleyball team lost to Notre Dame 2-0. The freshman volleyball team started off its tournament with a loss to Kings Academy 2-1 and a loss in their second game against Aragon High 2-0. But the tournament took a turn when they beat Sacred Heart Prep 2-0, and they finished the tournament on a high note, beating Pioneer 2-0. Most of our water polo teams will play away games against Gunn High School on Tuesday. The boys JV team will play at 3:30. The varsity boys will play starting at 4:30. The JV girls team will be starting at 5:45. Then the girls varsity will play at 6:45. And girls volleyball will face the Los Gatos Cats tomorrow at Los Gatos High. The freshman team will play at 4 p.m., followed by the JV team playing at 5:30, and then the varsity will play starting at 6:45 p.m. Finally, the varsity field hockey has home games tomorrow against Los Altos. They will play at 4 p.m. That does it for sports news. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.